life gain, direct damage, spot removal, token production, and all on a body. It's a 5-in-1. Try it out today. Welcome back, cloners. It had been a little while since we brought you a game of Big Deck, so this time we are featuring the Big Deck. This time we got a 4-player game featuring Josh, June, Ronnie, and myself. I start the game landing Crime Punishment. June lands Virgo Helm Smasher. Shattergang Brothers as a land from Josh. Ronnie lands Armada Worm. More lands from people until I cast a turn 3 Propaganda. June then casts a turn 3 Azusa Lost But Seeking, landing 2 more lands. Then Phyrexian Arena from Josh. Ronnie then continues the turn 3 plays by casting Soul Ring into Oblivion Ring, exiling Josh's arena. On my turn 4, I land Wild Ricochet and pass. Then on his turn, June rolls a 6-sided die and then goes to attack me until I remind him of the Propaganda attacks, to which he then attacks Ronnie for 1. Dimir Cup Purse from Josh. His card draw will not be denied. Blind Obedience from Ronnie, and also Chameleon Colossus. June goes to Fairy Trickery the Colossus, until he's reminded that the spell doesn't counter fairy spells. June ends up doing nothing. I cast Selesnya Signet on my turn, and then Careful Consideration. Yes, I tapped the Signet for mana. Oops. In response, June draws 3 with Jace's Ingenuity, with Josh recommending that June counter my spell instead, since everyone knows he has the Fairy Trickery. June and I both draw, and I discard 2 cards. Then on his main phase, June casts Martial Coup for 5, which kills all other creatures and gives June 5 1/1 soldiers. Nothing from Josh because he has Fact or Fiction in hand. Clone Shell from Ronnie, who hides a creature under the Clone Shell. Then copy Artifact to copy the artifact, hiding yet another creature, and that will bring us to clone count 1. Primeval Bounty from me. I love that card. So much value. Then Fact or Fiction from Josh, who chooses June. Josh gets Rise of the Dark Realms, and I win card, and Dragon Master Outcast and Chainer's Edict. I then play a land and gain 3 life from my turn. June then plays my all-time favorite Big Deck card, Maelstrom Wanderer, who then cascades into Thirst for Knowledge for some card draw and discard. And finally, Archon of Justice, both of which come into play tapped from Ronnie's Obedience. That's unfortunate. June then attacks Josh for 5 with his soldier tokens. June and Josh kind of get into it this game. Josh Gazes of the Granite for 3, destroying all 3 mana or less things, getting back his arena. Ronnie just passes the turn. I cast Oxida Scrap Melter, getting a 3/3 Beast token from the Primeval Bounty and blowing up one of Ronnie's clone shells, revealing Bane of the Living. I play a land and gain another 3 life. June also gains 3 life when he casts Sun Titan to return the Centaur healer he discarded earlier to the BF. June has so many creatures, and they all have haste. Now that the Blind Obedience is gone, he doesn't have to worry about that. Somehow, I get spared from the onslaught. Josh takes 13, and June's flyer soars overhead of Ronnie's blockers and deals him 4 damage. Josh goes to 1 on his turn from his arena. Josh gets out from under, by casting Huntmaster of the Fells, which triples his life total. That way he doesn't have to destroy his own arena this turn. Okay, so for most of this game, Ronnie has been saying how terrible the cards under his clone shells are. Thinking Ronnie's going to help him out, Josh casts Chainer's Edict at Ronnie, who then sacks his clone shell, revealing none other than Jin-Gitaxias. Which means Josh is going to have to discard his entire hand this turn, in addition to being at 3 life without a substantial board state. I'm going to have to include this whole exchange at the end of the video if you want to take a look at it. Bit of a dick move from Ronnie there. Then, on Ronnie's turn, he goes to Time Warp himself, which June finally uses his counterspell from earlier, although he was planning on saving it for Josh's Rise of the Dark Realms. Ronnie draws 7 cards at his instep from Jin-Gitaxias. I impulse at Ronnie's instep and add 3 counters to my beast token from my bounty trigger. Then on my turn, not wanting to discard my entire hand, I cast Praetor's Council, which will also add my graveyard to my hand. I also get 3 more counters on one of my guys. I also gain 3 life by landing a card. June then all-out attacks Ronnie on his turn, so he won't have to discard his hand. He's not going to have to discard anyway, because Ronnie is going to block with the Jin-Gitaxias and end up surviving at 1 life. Josh does nothing on his turn other than draw an extra card from the arena and flip his werewolf, dealing June 2 damage. Ronnie and Josh team up to give Ronnie 5 cards with Steam Augury, and Ronnie then casts Snake Umbra on Josh's werewolf, Totem Armor. I cast Luxodon Smiter to make another beast and play land to gain 3 life. I then attack June for 12 with my 2 6/6s. Then on June's turn, he also leaves Josh and Ronnie alone and attacks me with his Sun Titan and a Restoration Angel. I cast Repulse, triggering my bounty to add 3+1 counters to my Smiter and bounce the Archon back to June's hand, and I draw a card. I then block and kill the Sun Titan with my 7/7 Smiter. I take 3 damage from an unblocked Angel. June casts Decree of Pain, drawing 7 cards as we officially settle in for a long game. After Josh draws, he and Ronnie are both at 1 life. Josh attacks me with his werewolf. Much later in the game, Josh and Ronnie are still alive, and Josh and June and I go after each other for a bit. Josh's Huntmaster has surprisingly long legs, as it has flipped and unflipped several times throughout the course of the game, making several wolves and gaining Josh enough life not to die from his arena. Ronnie casts Zealous Conscripts, taking June's Arcana Justice and then attacking him with enough damage to kill him. Before damage though, I cast Fracturing Gust, gaining 10 life so that Ronnie doesn't gain any life from his Batterskull. Ronnie was not happy about that. From there, Josh and Ronnie gang up on me. That and the fact that they have creatures, I don't really. Josh eventually has enough wolves and casts Craterhoof Behemoth, giving his team +4, and Ronnie and I are at low enough life totals where Josh's attack is lethal. Alright, that's the game. Another game won by the closer himself. June probably dealt the most damage that game, which is why he got killed first. I had a pretty high life total, but it went quick with attacks from both Ronnie and Josh. But no matter what happened, it was always going to end with just another attack from Craterhoof Behemoth. Josh had that in his hand for quite a while, he said. He just needed enough guys and us to be at low enough life totals for it to finish the game, which it did. Okay, hope you guys enjoyed this game of Big Deck. Let us know your comments, and be sure to check out the video description if you'd like a link to our Big Deck list. Any cards you think we should add to our list? Stay cool, stay clone. Alright.
Ronnie, is this good?
If you want to kill it, doesn't matter.
Is it good though?
Just kill it.
It's not bad.
Just fucking
Here,
kill
Chainer's Edict too.
it. Okay. I'm gonna sack this. Jingle taxes.
Oh,
That's pretty
dick.
shit.
That was such a.
I mean, if he can do something, it's fucked. But at the beginning of your end step, draw 7 cards.